don't have my watch on or anything today. All right. Hello, Teaquilters. Today is Saturday, September 21st, 2024. It is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're here for live 2-hour sew and chat. If you're not able to chat, that means you're not subscribed to my channel. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel and then hit the notification bell so you'll receive notifications whenever I go live and or upload a video. Also, I'm live on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. for 1 hour live chat. Sometimes I'm sewing, sometimes I'm doing hauls, sometimes I'm answering viewer questions, things like that. So you never know what you're going to have for Wednesday. We also do birthday shout outs on Wednesdays. If you want me to give you a birthday shout out, you can send your birthday notice to T at Teaquilts.com. I was finna say Yahoo, but that wouldn't have been right. It's TEA at Teaquilts.com. And just put in the subject birthday shout out, and then I'll add you to the birthday shout out list. So let's see who's all in chat thus far. We've got Sue GSD saying hello, tea and quilting family. 277 days until what, you ask? Well, just the best quilt retreat ever. So if you don't know about retreat, last week of June 2025, Tuesday through Sunday, we are having a Teaquilts retreat. It's a 5-night, 6-day retreat. We also have a charter bus trip. And we have classes. We have shop hopping on a chartered bus, as well as shop hopping local. And classes, lots of fun and games, lots of door prizes. So if you haven't already and want to attend a Teaquilts retreat, all that information is listed in my Facebook group, Teaquilts LLC. And in the file section, you will find a registration form, which has all the information that you need on it. Linda Denton is here. Betsy Layton's here. Happy Saturday. Her rent's paid. I'm working on a MO Shop Hop quilt kit from Jackman's tonight, so that's cool. So she's getting hers out the way. Deborah Sims Brown is here. Good evening, T and everyone. Hope you have a great day. Brenda Perkins saying hello. Katie, the Greenland Quilter, is here. Kim R is back. Francis Jackson and Patricia Priest. Teresa Dawkins says, love that row cotton ball quilt. Thank you. I'm so sick of looking at it. It's so many pieces. That's what it is. It's not, I really like the quilt as it's coming out. It's just a lot of pieces. And I still have more piecing to do because it has a plain first border and then the outer border is also pieced. So go figure, I still got work to do. But at least I don't have, it was 1,200 pieces just in half square triangles in, let me see, 1,200, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1,320 half square triangles in this quilt. So yeah, I'm glad to have all those pieces. 13 pieces, not 100. That's how many pieces. 1,320 pieces for all the half square triangles alone that I pieced. That's not all the other stuff that I. So yeah, I'm just glad to have some piece reduction is what I call it. Brenda Perkins saying her rent's paid. Kevin the Quilter is back. He was on earlier today. If you missed that live, check it out later. 3 hours of sewing and chatting with Kevin while we work on our Wensleydale project. Quilt Gal's here. Bonita Nance. Bonita, I posted your link to your video in the Teaquilts Facebook page. So make sure you go read the comment section for that. Got some really nice comments since we can't comment on Facebook. I mean on YouTube where your video is. So Vivian Calvi is back. Dee Branson. Maddie Barnum missed earlier today, but she got the replay. Nikki B is back. Janice Miller. Mona Resendez is here. Oh, says her internet is slow, so it's going to be a long night for her. I'm going to see if I can cut that off. I'm probably not getting all the messages because I just got top messages. So let me put on all messages. And it popped me down to the bottom, so I may miss some of you all, but I'll make sure. Sheila Willis is here. Saying it's hot in Tennessee. Girl, it was so hot. I was supposed to go yesterday to the balloon race. I went outside at 5 p.m. and it was like 96 degrees, but felt like 103 degrees or something. I said, I'm not going outside. I canceled that with my daughter. She went with Jersey, but I wasn't going out in the heat. Hi, Anita Scott. Welcome to the chat. Her rent is paid. Betty Bailey is here. Welcome, Bailey, to the chat. Appreciate you commenting. Melina Montoya is back. Brenda Foley. I thought I said her name, but just in case. Seeing a Wensleydale at the quilt show today was gorgeous. I must get back on mine. Yes, we were just talking about that today, saying boho hearts, and I was talking about Wensleydale, but somebody also suggested boho heart. Maybe having people post their pictures so we can put them all together and then do like some kind of slideshow viewing of all the quilts. So that would be nice. And I guess we could do that for 4-Star General as well. I can go see if I can pull any quilts that were pieced over in that group. Wensleydale group I ended up deleting because I did something new, attaching it to my Teaquilts group. Well, everybody joined the group, which I didn't know it was going to do. And then people were just in there giving bogus chats, like just waving hello like 10 times a day, and then had people in there advertising or talking about stuff that was off topic. So I just canceled that group because it was more problems than we were getting usefulness out of it. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get everybody's pictures. Let's see. Remo JS is back. Says, good evening, Miss T and Quilters. Thumbs up and subscribe. Join Facebook. Show your love and support. Stop lurking. Also, if you're joining us over on Facebook, make sure that you answer the 4 questions. Otherwise, you will not be admitted. And I have to like the way that you answered the questions. I can tell if it's somebody that really quilts or not. So make sure that you answer the 4 questions. Phyllis G is here. Hey, Phyllis, where you been, girl? Claudette Hall is back. She says, I enjoyed you and Kevin today. Thank you, thank you. And let's see. Dolores Phelps made it back, says she paid her rent. And I think I have everyone. I'm hoping. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Just post your name again, and I will hopefully see it later. Sue says, good news. She found her exploding star pattern. Yay, because you've been missing that for a while. So that's good. You found it. Cheryl Knuckles is here saying, I hope you had a great day. Yes. I got off of this live, y'all. I was planning on, I have a quilt on my frame, and it's the last row I have to piece. So I have to baste all the bottom edges and all of that before I can quilt the last row. I thought I was going to get that done. I thought I was going to press on the big board my roll cotton ball rolls that I've already got on my design wall. I did not. I did go press the rolls that I did last week. So I have those ready to go. But I didn't press everything that I wanted to press. And it's okay because I had pressed them on with the little iron here. So it's not like they haven't been pressed at all. But I took me a 4-hour nap. Okay, I was tired. I was on the live toward the end. I couldn't stop yawning. You all know I'm a night owl. I was up all night quilting this quilt that's on my frame. It just got the last row to do. I didn't have time to do that this morning because I was prepping for the live after I got a few hours of sleep for the live at noon we were on today. And then after that, I was so tired, I went to sleep for 4 hours. Can you believe that? Well, almost 4 hours because I had to get up. I got up about I had my alarm set for 7, but then I let it snooze for like 15 minutes, and then I cut on the television just so that I could wake up some. It was probably about 7:40 before I started moving. Okay. So, yeah, I had a good nap. That's all I did the rest of the day. T. Roberts is here saying good evening. Rents paid by Phyllis. Thank you, thank you. And I think that's it. Just reminding you all to hit that thumbs up button if you haven't. It just helps the group a lot. And Kevin talking about I'll be ready to go. Right. I'll get off of here. I'll go finish my quilt top. Once I get off of this live, I'll go finish that last row of quilting I got to do. So let's get the rows out of here because we're almost to the bottom of the quilt. And then I wanted to press some of the other stuff because I wanted to start sewing all of that stuff together. But we have an empty container, save some foundation papers for the foundation piecing. I had, I don't count. I just cut and make sure I have enough, and then I just go from there. So I got some extra of that type of stuff. So let's see. Again, the project we're working on today, for those that are just coming in, is Roll Roll Cotton Boll, a Bonnie Hunter pattern. It's in the book. I do this every time. Spring Fling by Bonnie Hunter. It was free when she did it at one point. That's how I got it. But it is available in a book called Spring Fling. She uses her mystery quilts as her testers, her pattern testers, and then it goes into a book where you have to then pay for it. So it is no longer free. And Kevin's in the chat trying to help me out, but I figured it out. Sometimes I have stuff, like I said, I have organized chaos. If nobody else moves it, then I can find it. Or if I don't have an avalanche, I can find it. Okay. So yeah. We got 1, 2. Yeah. So we're almost done. I'm going to stick these two together because I got something here, just a corner triangle. And I don't know. I just got this corner triangle sitting by itself, or I can put it on this board. Because, I'm real good for losing pieces, and we're not trying to do that. So we're going to start with this one here first. I got to switch my papers around. I am working on like 3 different projects at one time. So, all right, make sure we get these things in the right order so I don't have to rip anything, because when you put stuff on point, it sews together a little bit different. So, yeah. So I'm going to put this on. I'm just going to put a pin on this. I don't want to stretch my half square, my corner. It's a quarter square triangle, I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember now because it's been a while. They might be half square triangles and they're not really quarter squares. Just want to put a few holding pins in there. And I totally forgot to pull the numbers off of my previous rows. So we don't have any numbers either, but we don't have that many blocks. Let's see. Yeah, we should be okay. We don't need any tape. Until we do. But we should be okay because we don't have, like, my rows are small because I've done all of the very long ones. So now we just have the small ones. Let's see. Lizette Zayas is here. Says she's watching on the television, resting from shop hop day one. Girl, have fun. Okay, and I do have, whoa, I'm hoping, or maybe it won't sit there. Right here is good. All right, so I just have some extra half square triangles here that I'm just going to send through the machine so I don't have to cut my thread, because I need them for another project. So I need to cut some more 1-inch finished half square triangles. I have the background pieces, but I don't have the, let me cut this long tail from starting. I don't have any more prints, so I need to do that because I need a gazillion of those things. But I forgot to cut the iron on. And before I do that, I may as well put some water in it. My brother is here saying hello to everyone. Hello, hello, and welcome. All right, let's put this back on so it can start heating. And Carol Williams is here saying that her rent is paid. Hello, Carol. Welcome, welcome. And Diane McCoy came in. And Nikki said she shop top in Columbia today. That she didn't go far from home. Yes. I love one shop in Columbia and I like another. I guess I like 2 other ones in there. I don't know how many shops are in Columbia now because it keeps changing. But y'all already know that Apple Tree is my favorite. So, and I visit Satin Stitches, and I can't remember the name of the other store, but when I get there, I do remember that I like the store. They have a large selection of different types of stuff. It's one of those stores that Kevin and I both can have fun in, so. Janet McCurl is back. Welcome, welcome. There's 3. Okay, Quilts for You. Okay, I get emails from them, and sometimes I be wondering, like, where is Quilts for You? Because I'm like, I just delete the emails because it's like, I know I'm not going. So it is Columbia. So maybe I might want to peek at them here and there to see what's going on, huh? Because I might go to that. I go to different quilt shows, and sometimes I get on people's email lists. And you know, when people update their email list, it's way after you've already done a shop hop or something. So you're not connecting it with, oh, okay, I was just at this store for a shop hop or something. So, yeah. I don't have time to read every email I get. I get so many emails a day. It's ridiculous. That's one. So, yeah, I'm glad to see that my container so far is empty. Now I just have, I got some of the piecing of my border, which I'm assuming is back here if it's not in the container. I can tell you one thing, if I lost it, I'm not redoing it. Most definitely. That would be a no. So we put these 2 pieces together. I trimmed the block wrong. I don't know if I even showed you all that. I trimmed the block too short accidentally. Had my ruler turned because I'm left-handed. I had it turned the wrong way. Didn't count the 1/2 inch that was on the ruler. So I had to go in here and add a piece on 2 sides. Yeah, so that it'll fit, because I was not finna go make 4 different blocks just to get 4 different pieces. So we just have to make do with what we got. It's gonna be at the bottom of my quilt. If I hadn't have told most people once it's put together, you wouldn't have noticed. But it is what it is. Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. All right. Now we gotta put the corner triangle. I wonder if I got enough room to do that. Might. Oh, I heard a little dog. My neighbor behind me has a dog. Must have let him out. Little bitty dog do all kinds of barking. All right. Now we can sew a piece. This is like my bonus sewing, so when I get to my other project, it's like, yay, I don't have to make half square triangles. I wish they were the 1-inch ones though. I really do. All right, let's press these. I'm just stacking these up. We don't need to do anything with those. I don't want to lose them either. I don't have a container, but hopefully they'll stay. You know, when you're working with big pieces, you lose your small pieces. Let's press this. Hi, Lana Dean. Welcome, welcome. M. May, welcome. I don't know if your name is Willie May, Willa, or Willie. Welcome to the chat. Cool. I think I said Lana. Deborah Holloway is here. Guess who? Nancy is back. And Sue says, understand about those emails. I have 42K I have to go through. Right. And it's like, I think that might be what's part of my problem with Yahoo, is I got too many emails. So I need to go and try, because I try to keep stuff, because it's a little bit different with me being a business, is that this is just 42 in my inbox. I need to make some folders and put stuff in. But I have to keep track of stuff, because I need to know. I need to have a history behind stuff, because stuff comes up later. A year later, I have to have proof of what's going on. Especially when if somebody's trying to request money back from something, I need to make sure that it's appropriate for me to give them money back or not. So, yeah. So I need the email history. Nikki says, I spent too much at Apple Tree today. Oops. Did you go in that sale room? That's what I want to know. That's the question, girl. Okay. So now we have another corner piece. I just like to pin these on so that they don't stretch. Get them where they're flattish, and then just put a little pin to hold them. Matter of fact, this one's going to get a triangle on both corners. So we'll just go ahead and pin. Look at God, we getting rid of these pieces. Now I just got to sew all the rows together. And some of them I have sewn already in sets of 2s. So it's not going to be too bad. Sets of 2s. Okay. Are your seams pressed open? Just my half square triangles. I like to press those open just to reduce bulk when they come up against the other stuff. So that's the only thing that I pressed open on this quilt. The gazillion half square triangles I had to make. Everything else is pressed left or right. Okay, take these pins out. Cut off my piece. And I'm going to make another one because it's so close together. Oh, I'm like, where's this? I'm like, it's like, where is my stuff? Oh my goodness. You know, when you put stuff in places, I normally just put everything on the floor until I'm ready to pick it up. But, you know, I put it in a different spot. Then I'm looking for it. All right. I'm like, this one's not too big. I'll just pop it up here on the board. I go to take it off, the whole thing's gonna tumble over. All right. She says yes. Kim says, oh, she's talking to Sue. Around to it says hello to everybody. Shirley here watching from Canada. Hello, Shirley, and welcome to the chat. I made a round to it in fabric. It was a paper piece pattern by Paper Panache. She probably still sell it online. Okay, I guess I need to sew one more so I can take those 2 pieces off. And I'm going to put the corner on to this piece that's on here once I press it. All right, so let's press both of these and then put the corner triangle on. I guess I can start taking tape off too because it's just getting in the way at this point. And we all know this is going to be the bottom corner. It can't be anything else. I already got the top corner sewed to something else, so can't be that. Whoops. So now I am 1, 2, 3. So we're just gonna eyeball center on this one, but this corner goes on there. So I will fold it to find the center. Get rid of that tape. All right. Center of this half square triangle. Drop a pin. And we don't want to stretch anything, so we just lay it flat. It looks like it's bigger on one side than the other. Let's see. Let me do this again. Press center. So we got that. Let's go ahead and fold this and press center. Maybe it's my half square triangles. And it's going to be where I square up, but I want to make sure since it's a little bit off, because I will probably square this up. Okay. Try this again. If it's a little too short, you know, I feel like it's gonna need to be squared up anyway. So I will just let it, it's still short. So I was eyeballed correct. It's just a little bit longer over here. We're just gonna pin it. Not tug on it. And we just may have to square it all up. I haven't read the next set of instructions. I can only deal with one thing at a time on this quilt. All right. Take this off. And press. Monty Peps here. Hello, hello. Welcome to the chat. Lana says, Miss T, I see you are sewing with your Bernina sewing machine. That's what I normally sew with. The other machines were out for testing purposes. And then whenever I'm working on like heavy duty bags, that's going to require a lot of thickness, then I'll pull out the Juki or the Brother. Yeah, that's what I sew with. Woo, woo, woo. It's so cute when it's tiny like this, and then the next row gonna make it ginormous, and it just gets bigger and bigger. It turns into a beast. All right, let's go ahead and sew this one on. Okay, let me look at this, make sure I'm doing this correct. This is row number 10. This goes down here, not up there. All right, right here. Seam should be pressed in opposite directions where the blocks meet, so we'll just put a pin. And right here, right there. Got a lot of seams on the string block beneath. It's like a little puffy right there. Let's see, who else is here? Hi, Carissa, welcome back. She was with us earlier today, one of our main commenters, so she helps us to have somebody to talk to, which is nice when you're on a live. Thank you so much for that. She had lots of information to share because everything is different by perspective. So, yeah, I like that. Betty says, your blocks are gorgeous. I love all the bright colors. Thank you, thank you. I've been working on this for a while. I'm so glad to see it's coming together now. Dorothy Battle is here. Welcome to the chat. Saying her rent is paid also. Thank you so much. M. May says, I just started using small pieces to piece quilt. It's not as bad as I thought. Relaxing, actually, a lot of pressing. Yeah. The pressing on small stuff is what I think is most tedious because it's harder to hold on to. Like, I think anything that's like, I'd say 2 inches, 1.5 inch unfinished, it's, you know, it's harder to hold on to. 2 inches can be hard to hold on to at times. So, but yeah, it just depends on what you're piecing. So, so now we're going to start sewing these rows together. That was that little bumpy section. It may have moved out of place. If it did, I won't worry about it. I'm done obsessing over this quilt. I'm in the let's get it done mode now. And here's another lumpy spot. And it's got to do with when you make string blocks and then cut them and sew them back together, you don't know where the seams are going to fall. So some of them are really close to where I'm piecing. All right. Got those sewed. That was what was all in the container is sewed together. So now I've got these 2 rows here from last time I sewed, and then I've got 2 rows from last time that sewed together, but these 2 rows didn't get sewed together. So I'm thinking I need to take tape off of these too. I got 9 and 8 needs to be sewn. Because this is 10. Well, I need to leave 9 on here. We don't want to mess that up. I want to take off block numbers. Just so I can remember when I go to press, I don't have all of these numbers all over the quilt. And I got 1 row on my wall has numbers on it. So I don't want to press masking tape with heated iron. So I want to make sure I take those off. Definitely don't want to quilt through it. All right, so this is row number 9. I left the 9. This is row number 8. But we need to take the small numbers off. Okay, no numbers on that. Guess I took some off to recycle. Okay. And then this is 8. That's 8. It's going to go on to that. No. Yeah, this is 8. This is 9. Just want to make sure they're in the right direction. And now we can flip 9 on top of 8, but we're sewing the bottom. Let me get it all out here. See, the rows get long really quick. Yes, they get long. All right. Okay. So let's put a pin where they meet first, just to get some control over this beast. I wanted to iron so that I can flatten some of these seams out, but I did not do that, so don't complain about it now. I wanted a heavier iron. Lana is reminding you all to hit the thumbs up button to go out. Hit that button and come on back in. Thank you, Lana. I'm further down in the chat comments. Sharon Lewis has come in, listening while driving home from New York. Be safe. Willa May says, usually I don't say anything, but I'm chiming in tonight. That's awesome. A lot of people telling Sharon, getting her driving prayers. Carissa says, let's see. Okay, my screen thing popped up. Had to buy a raffle bundle over at So Yeah for my birthday. So she bought something. Paula M says, sorry, better late than never. Yeah, whenever you get here, it's fine. Does anyone have an opinion about the Lars Star? Well, Jason's not here. He's singing its praises. So I eventually thought I was going to get one. I don't know. Because I have a big board that actually sits on my ironing board. So then I was wondering, like, what am I going to do with that? Do I really need it? And I haven't done it yet, but I have been thinking about it. For years, I've been thinking about it. For at least 4 years. I just haven't done it. But Jason loves it. He loves it so much that he's getting rid of his other Oliso iron, which I think is crazy because I'm like, when you go somewhere, he's just going to use his Tula mini Oliso iron. And I'm like, I always need to have I got so many irons for backup irons, it's ridiculous. I don't be messing around because you never know when an iron is going to go out. And I do not have time to play with that. But Jason's in the purging mode right now, trying to reorganize his stuff. So says he's got too much stuff. So he's talking about getting rid of his iron. I said, you must be cray-cray. I always keep a backup iron. For his used irons, I have 2 that's dedicated for retreats, but I have probably 4 irons new in the box other than me using them for 30 days when I first get them to make sure that they're going to run or if I need to return it, But other than that, they're new. Because I just put them right back in the box. So let's see. Got this triangle. I'll be trying not to stretch this stuff. So lay that nice and flat. And put a pin. Okay. A friend showed me how to sew a bag in a hoop. First time for everything. I like the bag. Turned out nice. I have a bag that I made in a hoop that I probably didn't even show you all. I showed it at my scrap club last Saturday, and I probably didn't show you all, but I love everything made in a hoop. Okay, just about. I haven't found anything I don't like making in a hoop. It makes it so much easier. I think I took it out and you had to like sew the inside of the lining of this bag pattern. But I found from another website, this lady was doing a bag and she just used stitch witchery. And I go, why are we stitching these bags on the inside? Because they don't receive stress right there. And so I went and bought, that's when I went and got my stitch witchery out. And then I went and bought more because now that I know I can use stitch witchery, I'm like, I'm going to be stocked up on stitch witchery. Now I've had stitch witchery for years, hadn't used it. And now I'm using it for bag making. It's like, this works for me. Most of us don't even wash the bags. We just make a new one, throw it out or something. So I'm like, why are we stitching all this stuff down? Especially in smaller bags when it's hard to turn out. I'll do it on big bags. But if it's like a little pouch, no, we can just let that go. I liked her idea. Here we go over this hump. Number 1. Using my knee lift to help me along. Big hump number 1. Yeah. We're going to get this put together tonight and then we can not worry about it for a minute, maybe. Take a break. I still got to put binding on my customers' quilts. I'm still working on customer quilts. I just threw a couple of my own in there, one to test some batting and one because it's still testing batting. I'm testing batting. That's what I'm doing. So I bought some Birdie Bird batting in one quilt. It's in there, so I'll give my experience on that when I get it bound and show that quilt. And then I also purchased some warm and natural plush. And what is so funny is it reminds me of the old warm and natural batting. It's just a little bit softer and stretchier. But it's the thickness of warm and natural batting from a long time ago when I first started in quilting in 1994. So yeah, pretty interesting. But for some reason, it is a stretchier bat. I guess that's where the plush comes in. So they took the old warm and natural, added some kind of puffiness to it. But then it also makes it so that it stretches a little bit for me when I'm using it on my Longarm. Now, I bought my roll. I could have sworn it come from, I got it via Amazon because I was trying to just buy a test roll to figure it out. I did not look on the box to see. I guess I could do that tomorrow because I'm about to tear this box up to break it down. I can look on the box and see it from Warm and Natural, or if Amazon purchased a lot from Warm and Natural and had them in their shop. I don't know. But it was just weird. So I don't know who it shipped from. Because I don't normally order batting like that, from companies. I normally go pick up my batting because shipping is ridiculous. I had some batting shipped from Checkers by the time I got through paying for shipping, which I don't understand with Checkers, because say I have an order where I order batting and then I'll order some other stuff. I'll pay, I'm just going to throw out a number, say $50 for shipping. I feel like Checkers charge me for shipping my entire order at that point. I don't think that they charge me for just shipping whatever is being charge for shipping, because we have to pay shipping. Oh, this is hard. It's a big old lump here. We have to pay shipping on fabric and certain items like irons, fabric, irons, the batting, interfacings, anything that's boltish, we have to pay shipping on. And then there are certain products that we have to pay shipping on. So I'm sure if I ordered something like a big board or something like that from them, that I would be paying shipping for that. The shipping sometimes make it so that it's not even beneficial for the store owners to buy that product. Shipping is a mess. And I feel like Checkers is charging us for every item that ships at that point. So that's why I don't buy a lot of fabric from Checkers. Even on some of their pre-cuts, they charge you shipping. So I'll wait until they do like a special where they're not charging shipping on the pre-cuts, and then I buy. But if they tell me in my cart that I'm going to have freight, I don't buy it. Some kits, it just depends. When it's in the sales section, it don't usually charge shipping. But then they may not have many in when if you all like it, and I have to go back and order it again. All right, let's see. I forgot to cut this. So we'll cut it now. Deal with this one piece, press it. But my iron is off. It took me a minute. Love your quilt, looks fantastic. That's from Mona. Thank you. Jeanette says, are you doing Bonnie Hunter's quilt? Yes, Row Cotton Bowl from years and years ago. It's in the book Spring Fling. It's in the title of this video. Lana says, if you get time, please show us. I have plenty of Stitch Witchery. I use it for pressing hems. I don't know if it's in here because I showed it last week and I don't know what I did with it. I was looking to see if it was where I had it pinned to my design wall. It's not there. So, yeah. Vivian was reminding you all to hit the thumbs up button. Remo says it doesn't make sense. The thumbs ups aren't matching the numbers in the chat. So if you can just take a minute, go out of your chat, hit the thumbs up button, and then come right on back in. I'd really appreciate it. Try to press some of these intersections where the piecing is tiny. Put a little pressure on that. I just have a little iron here. It has no weight. It presses really good, my little Panasonic iron. It just has no weight when it comes to, you know, forcing a seam to go where I want it to go. That's why I like to always go back and repress on my, got a seam, this same seam right here on this piece. Hit it from the front and the back. You know, I like to go get my big iron and hit it, you know, one of my heavier irons. And get those little bucky seams. That's why I really like pressing everything open when I'm doing quilts like this. But this was too many seams. I was like, I'll never get done if I press everything open. So I just did not do it. I'll pay the price here and I'll pay the price at the Longarm. Because I don't even know what I'm going to quilt this. What I'm going to quilt on it. Put a little extra heat over here. Checkers is only for companies to order from, Carissa. Checker distributors is what it's called. I say checkers as in an apostrophe S. But it's checker distributors. Okay. I guess I took off that one. Okay, so I already started taking my numbers off. That's good. Okay, let me sew one of these together so we can sew this next piece on. That's on here. I don't want this to get too wrinkled up, so we'll just put it on the floor where I'll know where it's at. like I normally do. I want to get this piece off and press it so I can add these two together. Them two go together, and then I have another 2 rows. So I got 3 pieces over there, 4, 5. So I've got 5 pieces right now. I've got flimsies from almost 20 years ago. Keep crossing my fingers that somehow I'm able to get a long arm. That's why I bought one, because I had like 50 quilt tops. I go, girl, by the time you pay somebody $300 each quilt, because of the type of quilting that I like, and everything I make was queen size, 96 square inches or larger. That's why I bought my own long arm, and I didn't worry about trying to go into business making money with it. Here's a fat seam right there. So yeah, that's why I purchased a long arm. I have a friend, and she's really good long armor. I mean, show quality long arming, and she does it all freehand. And she does a great job. And I'll still, like if I'm busy working on other stuff and don't have time to quilt and I got something coming up, I'll still go hire her to quilt a quilt for me. That's how good she is. I wouldn't trust my quilts if it's going into a show to anybody else. That's who I send my stuff to, if I'm not going to do it. Carissa to my, well, that explains why I've never heard of them. Thank you, T. Says, loving that quilt. Thank you. I'm so glad I'm this far. Can't believe I don't have a gazillion blocks anymore. A gazillion pieces. I remember the days. This is one of those quilts you definitely have to take one step at a time. And I still ain't finished piecing. I got a lot more piecing for the final outer border. But we shall see. This was actually one of the quilts that when it was done as a mystery that I wish I had done it. But when her clue came out that told you, because I wait a little bit before I start on her projects. I'll pull fabric sometimes and then just sit there with it. And when she says this large number of half square triangles, I was like, I'm out. I just continued to download the instructions, but that was it. All right. So this is row number 8. So we're going to be adding onto this end at the bottom. That's the short side. So these are going on here. On this side. Just want to pick it up so I know which side I'm sewing on. And now we can match it up. Okay. Pins. I didn't even eat anything. I was so sleepy, y'all. I'm starving now. I know what you mean about pressing seams open. I decided to do a Lori Ho pattern, mercantile seed in small pieces. Yeah, I do press seams open a lot. Most of my stuff is pressed open, but I already knew that this was gonna be a nightmare, so I only committed to doing my half square triangles to help reduce some of my bulk. But other than that, everything else is pressed one way or the other. Put one in the middle too. All right. Carissa says, I'm not working anymore, so a long arm is almost impossible. That's what I did. It took me, when I realized I was going to retire, 2 years before that, I just started forking because I started forking every dime into saving for my long arm. However, I had different circumstances. I was a lecturer out in the community. I also taught classes. So anytime a guild hired me, I put that money aside. Every time I did something for a guild, I bought myself something for my business, like photo stands, which I use to hold my quilts. So when I go to a quilt guild, I don't need them to give me anything. I bought dollies, anything that I needed to present. I bought my stuff. So I had my own stuff. I even have my own projector when I was using the projector. So I knew how to operate my own equipment. Nobody had to give me something and I had to learn how to use their stuff. I brought all my own stuff. And it's so funny because when the program chairs will contact you and go, if you need anything, let us know. And then they'll call me back a couple weeks before. Did you send your list of things you need? Like I said, I just need 2 or 3 tables. As many tables as you can give me. That's all I need. I don't need anything else. I'll bring everything else. But so that's how I was able to. Then I started forking the last 2 years. Anytime I taught or presented, then I put that money aside for a long arm. And also, money from my salary. I, put a little bit apart from that every month too. So I was able to just purchase outright because I didn't want, they'll give you a payment plan. They'll also give you're going to, a finance company. So you're going to have interest. And I didn't want to pay any interest because I'm like, it already costs enough. I don't want to spend any more. So that's why I saved my money. And I had no idea I would have it when I retired, but I did. So that was good. Because I didn't want a bill to pay every month when I'm going into retirement. Now, one thing that long arm companies will try to tell you is that they'll give you this thing about what your payment is. Let's just make a number and say it's $500 a month. And then they'll tell you, if you charge this much for quilting, say a quilt that's 100 by 100, and you quilt 3 of these a month, then you can make enough to pay your payment. Don't let them tell you that, because as a newbie coming out into long arming, you got to first learn it before you are comfortable, because you're going to stress yourself out when it comes to quilting somebody else's quilt. Quilting your own quilts, yeah, but you don't make money doing that. And then you're going to be afraid to mess somebody's quilt up, so you end up, might do a person's quilt for free, which I never did, because I'm like, I'm not doing anybody's work for free. But people get on a guilt trip, and then people know that you're new to long arming, and they know you don't know any better, and then they'll tell you something's wrong with their quilt. But of course, they're not going to take it apart, but then they want you to give them their quilting for free. So I've had that happen to a couple of friends of mine. I've never had it happen to me. I guess I don't play that, because it's not going to be for free. So yeah. So you just have to be careful with what they're telling you about how you can make your money back. It's impossible to quilt 3 quilts a month to make your payments if you don't even have a customer base already. So don't let them tell you that. Carla Battle asking, how long have you been quilting, Miss T? I have been sewing since 1986. When my daughter was born, that's when I had always wanted to sew from the time I was 5 years old. And my daughter was born. I decided to, while I was off work, I took a community quilting sewing class, not quilting, sewing class, 1986, because I had always wanted to quilt, but I thought, oh, quilting's going to be too complicated, so I went and took sewing class instead. And I sewed, I still sew technically, but I only make quilted clothing now. So 1994 is when I actually started quilting. My first quilt was made in 1994. So what is that? 8 years later, I got to do what I really wanted to do. And like I said, I used to make like 1 or 2 outfits every week. That's how prolific of a sewer I was. I roller skated, and every week, Friday, I had a new outfit to wear to skating on Friday night, and I also made something new to wear to work. So I was making my own clothes, work or church, because I was making dress clothes for me and my daughter. Like whatever scraps I had left over, I would make her a matching outfit. It wouldn't be the same outfit, but it would be a matching outfit. Girl, and I look back at them pictures and I go, ooh wee, I was locked in. Some of them pictures is too funny. And that's when Sears, you could go get a whole set of pictures and pay what, maybe 30 bucks or less, somewhere in that neighborhood, and have a whole packet of pictures. I was in Sears like 5-6 times a year buying pictures, professional, okay? Because they were cheap, and then I didn't have to worry about them. So I have a lot of pictures of she and I in matching outfits. It's hilarious when you start looking at them. And then it's nice too, because you can see I changed my hair a lot. My hair has been the same now since 2010, I want to say. But back then, every 4 months, I was changing my hair. I was a mess as a youngster, okay? I loved the different look of hair. Now I'm just like, chemicals. First of all, I don't want to put chemicals in my hair. So that changed a lot too. And then I'm getting older and I don't want to be dealing with this hair, okay? I'm thinking about, I trim it down a little bit when I wash my hair so that it doesn't get out of control too bad, because my hair, with it turning gray, it's more wiry. So I've been trimming parts of it. Every time I wash my hair, I trim some of my hair off. But I'm thinking about getting back a cut where I have just a little curly afro. We'll see one of these days. But then I won't be able to like throw it in a ponytail. I really got to do something with it if I cut it short. That's the other thing. That's why I haven't committed yet. Did I have a pin here? Nope, just a big old hump. See if I can press it. Okay. It's getting big fast over here. Trying to make sure I keep this seam going in the right direction, you know. Let's see. Let me catch up on this chat. Bonnie Hunter quilts do have a lot of pieces. Just scary. That's Jeanette. One step at a time. Lana says, I purchased a Longarm for the same reason. One of them anyway. I was making quilts for my grandkids and children and sisters and brothers and myself, and I didn't want to pay somebody else to quilt my quilts. Yep. Linda Payne is here. Hi, Linda. Welcome to the chat. Says, beautiful quilt. Been a while since I've been on quilting away and activities. So, yeah. So, that's cool. She's been busy at least. You for sure aren't retired laughing out loud, always busy. That's the problem. I don't know what to do first sometimes when I wake up. Sue says hoping to retire in the next year. Sue, you supposed to been retired some years ago. You've been trying to get out of there. I don't think you're going to retire. I think you might be a workaholic. But she says, anyway, I'm squirreling away everything I can. My only extravagance is retreat. Yeah, so you have to, that's the thing. But for me, because I worked in an office, so it may not be the same for you, Sue, but I realized I save money not having to work. Sue is a little different because she's a dog groomer. And you know, I worked in an office, and it was a lot of staff. Like, I remember when I first started there, we had over 1,000 employees. When I left, we were probably around 600 employees. So when you have that many employees, you always got somebody whose kid is selling something, somebody's house burned down, the kids need stuff, and you're always donating to birthdays and retirement parties and anything else that comes along. So when I retired, I didn't realize how much of that I didn't do. I had to buy gas to get to work, and I live like 45-minute ride on a good day if I'm not speeding. And then when it snowed, you can make it 2 hours, okay? That's how bad the snow was here in St. Louis. It hasn't been like that in a long time, though. But, so gas, my clothing to wear to work, because you're always, you know, constantly replacing your work clothes, because they get a little dingy. Yeah. I don't know what the heck I got here. Woo-wee, it's so big. I'm at the bottom of the quilt, so let me take off this 10, because we don't want to, oops, my tape tore. I'm looking at number 10. So we're actually looking at the bottom of the quilt. If I hold up this corner, this is the bottom corner, but it's on the diagonal. See how quick it gets big? It's all the way out to here. Ridiculous. So yeah, that isn't even, it's one row shy of half. But that row is attached to another 2 rows that I'm going to put on here. So this is number 8. So I'm looking for 7 to match it. Right here. This is 8. Let me lean over and get number 7. Okay. This is 6. Then down here is 7. And I couldn't put 7 on because I have a triangle. This is the corner, the bottom left corner facing my quilt. I couldn't sew this down. I just got the triangle pinned on here so that I wouldn't lose it, because I think I would have had a fit on camera if I would have lost it. So I was saving you all that. So I put a couple of pins on it. Okay, so now I just need to figure out where these line up and start pinning. Let's see. I caught up some and then I stopped. Talking about she was a mess, she still is a mess. No, I'm not, Kevin. Let me go back. I still missed a few. Oh, okay, then I got Sue. Rhonda Barlow is here. Hi, Rhonda. Welcome to chat. She says, yes, it's always good to have your own things when presenting. Yes. I have enough space for a big longarm area. My living room is like 27 foot long, but I'm thinking I just want the Moxie XL, then get the electronics later. Yeah, I tell everybody, you know, the electronic machines can make it so that you're priced way out of your price range of ever getting a longarm machine. So you don't have to get electronics once you get your Longarm. If you're somebody that can do free motion quilting on your home sewing machine, you can still do that same free motion quilting. It's going to be a whole lot easier on the Longarm. And like I told you all, even if you don't know how to Longarm quilt, I have shown you all on my Longarm. I got a video out there. It's the serpentine stitch where I just freehand it, and I do like it rows 1 inch apart. I'm not trying to make them match, and they look so cute when they're quilted. It doesn't take a lot. So now that I have computerization, my serpentine stitch is now matched up because my computer does it, not me doing it. Because I think when something is, if you mess up something that could become cattywampus, if you just make it all cattywampus, then it's more acceptable to the eye than having 95% of it matching and then 5% is not matching. So I just go ahead and just have it all be cattywampus. That was the very first quilting stitch decorative stitch that I used for quilting. I personally think I was the one that created that, and then as it got out into the internet, you know, other people have claimed it and are taking it. But I taught all of my friends how to use that stitch years ago. I learned that because I was doing my own quilting on my home machines. Because I wasn't going to pay for somebody to quilt every quilt that I needed quilted. And I didn't feel like doing tug of war with bed quilts, you know. Just put some pins in here to hold this flat, but we don't want to stretch that. So yeah. What else do we have here? I still keep saying I'm reading, but I'm not doing it. And Lana says, amen, teach Miss T. Yep. Deborah says, good night to everyone. Good night, Deborah. What time is it? Oh, I got 45 minutes. So I got, how many pieces? I got 4 pieces right now. So I don't know if we'll make it all the way through to completion, but with this seam, I'm more than half. So that's going to be cool. More than half. Got to make sure my seams are pressed the right way when I pin, because they so bulky under these half square triangles that, these quarter square triangles, that they're trying to come back the other way. I have a handy quilter, 18 by 18 Avante with Kubot auto quilter, 12 feet table. So that's cool. Like I said, you know, you have to get what your budget. I saved so much money, but that didn't mean that that was my budget. I ended up having enough, but I wanted what I wanted. And when I started testing machines, you know, I went up in what I was originally going to get, but I still had enough money. Because when I first started saving, Tin Lizzie was still selling machines, and I originally thought that was going to be my budget machine, was a Tin Lizzie. But when I started testing them out, being real serious, and now that I'm saving my money and I see how hard it is to save money, I'm like, I want to make sure I get the right machine. So I started going to all the national shows, checking out every machine in the market. And then it was so funny because Tin Lizzie had started changing their framing systems. They were making better framing systems, because I had 2 friends that had Tin Lizzie wood frames. One was better than the other. And then they came out with the aluminum frame. And so I was still thinking maybe I might get a Tin Lizzie, but I went to one of the shows, honey, and that machine was vibrating so bad at the show. I was like, you are not going home with me. So that X'd the Tin Lizzie off my list. So I had to get real serious. I thought I was going to get a Noting or a Gamma at the time. And I was looking at the Noting because they were the next heavy duty sewing machine like the Gamma. They kind of look like they could be sister and brother or something, or brother and brother, because they both look about the same. And yeah, and now it's so many new machines out that you need to go and check it out for yourself if you're gonna buy a Longarm, because it's so many machines out. They got industrial machines that look like my Gamel, but they're colored. And I could have gotten my Gamel painted too, but you know, it would have cost me another few $1,000s. I'm like, nope. I need you to sew. It would have been nice to have it pretty, but it's not, and I'm moving on from that. So yeah, but you can always order a color machine, and they got other machines in the market now that has color on them that still look industrial. So I showed y'all those last year in my video for Houston last year. I was dealing with one of the machine companies. I just happened, because I stay away from Longarm machines since I know I'm not gonna buy one, but they were so pretty I stopped and looked at them. And then I was talking to the guy, and he realized that I was T of Teaquilts that taught the Butler software, and they put Butler software on their machines. So it was just interesting. It's interesting how things happen. But I try not to go over to sewing machine companies, because I don't want them to think I'm coming over there to mess with them, you know, because I'm with Butler. I teach Butler stuff. So I try to leave them alone when I go to shows. But the machine was so pretty, I had to stop and admire it. It was so pretty. And then I sewed on it, because if I'm going to stop, I'm going to sew on it. So then I sewed on it, and it sewed really good. I was like, oh my goodness, this is nice. So I like when companies bring their product to the show. There's no vibration. The stitch is perfect. You shouldn't have a okay stitch. Oh, we'll fix that when we get back to the office. No, fix it now. It should be fixed right now. Because if you're telling me that, I'm going to assume it stitches like that all the time. So perfect stitch on that machine. Let's see, who else? Janet says, in the 70s, I made a log cabin quilts in every color. Didn't know anything about batting. Bought $5 acrylic blankets at TGIFs. I think that, I don't know, TG at Y or something. I don't know what that is. And tied them with embroidery floss. Yeah, people did that. That was very popular. I just hate tying quilts. That's the only thing. When my Gil have charity day and they say we're tying quilts, I stay at home. I'm like, I am not doing that. Thank you, saying that quilt is beautiful. How many rows are there? I'll say 10. I count 12 because I got the top corner and the bottom corner piece that has to go on, and I did that so that I would number it, so I would know what position it went into, because I needed to know. So I numbered, so technically 10 rows and 2 corners added, your 4 corners added if you wait to the end, but I add them as I go. And so I count them as a row, just so I don't get them out of order, and I know which corner it goes on. So that's why I have 12, but technically 10. So once I sew this, will be more than half. After I sew this, we'll have 3 pieces. I still ain't got through these chat comments. Y'all chatting up a storm today. Y'all trying to make me not reach a goal tonight. It's in the title, Carla. Look at the title of the video, and it tells you in the title. Lana said, that was the best thing I could have done was retired. I retired from a corporate and retired from the school system in Georgia. Yes. I didn't miss it not one day. Good night, Diane. She says, be blessed and stay safe. So thank you, thank you. Definitely don't have people settling things now. Kids have grown for most. I wear scrubs to work and live in quarter-mile away. My worst spending is Facebook Marketplace and Amazon Prime. Right. Betty says, I stay stitching around a flannel 6-inch scrappy plaids floor and outdoor quilt. We're moving in 2 weeks and I will have a dedicated sewing room. Will be wonderful. Yes, it's nice to have your own space because then you can just close the door. Like you don't have to pick up everything. Carissa says, I don't like free motion quilting on my Juki. Might be better on a Longarm. Yeah. I would never even do it other than just like free motion. I just won't even be doing that on a Juki because I have a Longarm. It's just some things that I'm just not going to do. I know that's the reason why I bought a Longarm, because I've been there, done there, and I'm not trying to go back to doing massive quilting on my home sewing machine. So just not interested. I'm trying to get this row off of here because, you know, this stuff is long. It's sitting all in my lap and I don't want it to get too wrinkled up. But I want to read the chat comments too. Annette Bailey is here saying good evening to everyone. Hello, hello. Joe Carmel is home. Must be home. She says, I just got off work. What did I miss? Girl, I'm almost 3/4. Not 3/4, more than half. I got a good chunk of this quilt sewed together. So we're doing fantabulous over here. Good night, Deborah. Thank you for coming. And I think that's my last comment. I'm caught up. Yay! Yay! Yeah, these are the longest seams now in the middle of the quilt. Still got sewing to do. It's like never ending. I've been sewing on this thing for a while. Okay. Trying to make sure my seams lay down in the right direction before I get under the presser foot. They still sometimes want to flip back on me. All right, getting there. I think it's 2 more blocks in this row. Pin right there in the middle. Now I know why Jason and Kevin did theirs at retreat, because we had all the floor space you can use. Makes it a lot easier. All right. I got to pull the bottom seam a little bit to line it up. All right. Last block of this row. Okay, I want to make sure these edges are lined up. Okay. My tip is right there. Take this pin out. Yay. Woo-wee. That was a lot of sewing. A lot. I'm kind of sure this, I knew this wasn't still heated back there. It's been a while. Between pinning it, figuring out which way it goes, and sewing it. Yeah. I knew that arm was off. That was one of the, I think that was probably the second longest row. Because I'm on opposite sides of center. Or the center. I can't remember now. Let's see. What did I just sew? Is the numbers down here or the other end? This is the opposite end, the bottom other side. So this must be the left side. And I got a half square triangle hanging on for dear life. Okay. Oops. So I just sewed rows 7 and 8 together. So that means I got another long row when I sew the other side. Yeah. Yeah. 6 and 7 is already sewed. So no, it's smaller. It'll be smaller. What I'm going to do, because this is just too much now to be pressing here, I'm just going to press this row down for this corner so I can put this corner triangle on here. The other side is ready to go already. And we'll press that row later. And we're going to put this corner triangle on. Take that tape off. I just need to press this in half so I know where center is. May as well just use the yarn and put it centered on here. And pin it so we can get this one corner done. I don't think I can do the other end. Oh, I don't know. What row is that? It's row number 5. 5 is not in the corner. So yeah. I can put both corners on now. 5 is not in the corner. So let's take off. Oops, I almost dropped my snips. Drop my snips. Take this off so I don't have that hanging at the end. Take this off. And now I need to go look at the other end of this quilt to see where the other triangle is. And see if I can sew it on. No, 5 needs to be sewed first. So I can't put that on yet. All right. Let's take this off. I got 3 pieces. And a corner. 3 rows to attach and a corner. So let's go get the other 2 pieces because this is pretty big. Just drop that. I think I got pins on this wall because this got heavy. So I put pins in it. So I have to get those off. And this top one should not have pins. It's smaller. I don't have any shoes on. I got my slippers right here, but I don't want to stick a pin in my foot, so I'm trying to be careful. Okay, so this is the short side, if you want to call it that. It looks pretty long to me. And we want to put this on the short side. So just to get stuff sort of kind of in the neighborhood. All right. I sew this together, then we'll have 2 pieces. And a corner. Oh my goodness. I'm like, oh, I see the light. Until I start finish piecing the border. Then I'll be like, oh my God. Remo is reminding everybody as you're leaving too to make sure that you've hit the thumbs up. This is not in the right spot. My piece is not lining up. It's got to come back some. I'm like, I know I'm not off like that. Lined up to the wrong spot. All right, take this pin out. Ooh, stuck myself. Okay. That's what I'm trying not to do to my foot. I'm pretty calm about it, but I don't like it. I don't mind getting shots, but that don't mean I like it. I would never get a tattoo. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? Cheryl Knuckles is saying good night. Lana Dean. So good night. Anita says that is so pretty. Thank you. Ooh, girl, I'm so glad to see it this far. I got to, maybe tomorrow, I gotta, well, maybe Monday, because I've been ignoring my customers' quilts all week. Well, today, that's what people don't understand. My Saturday today was just all sewing. I have something on Saturday, every Saturday except for one a month. And then that one a month, I be trying to do what I want to do. But today was, sewing with Kevin Day. So I have, I'm sewing all day on Saturdays and or prepping for the lives. So, yeah, like Kevin was cutting yesterday for today. So you have to prep for the lives, So my Saturdays are taken for the most part. Because I have something quilt related on every Saturday. Second Saturday, I have So Busy Quilt Guild meeting. Third Saturday is Quilting with Kevin. Fourth Saturday is the Scrap Quilting Club. So I'm busy on Saturdays. So that's why I took Sundays as my off day. And then I decided I wanted to work on some of my stuff too as I'm working on customer stuff. And I said, you know what? It's the weekend. That's why last night I put my quilt on the frame. Work on your stuff on the weekend and work on customer stuff during the weekdays. So that's what I've been doing. So so Monday, maybe Tuesday, because Monday I got to put the binding on her 2 quilts, and then Tuesday I'll record. So I'll take a photo of this when I go outside and let you all see it in the Facebook group. I'll take a picture. I had to press my Wensleydale quilt. So I'll take a picture of that if I get it pressed. So if I get it all pressed by Tuesday, I'll show it to you. Well, I'll show it to you either way, pressed or not pressed, because it doesn't have to be pressed, just for a photo. But, yeah, I got a lot of big things now. And I need to put the border on that D2M. I know if I put the border on it, I'm going to want to quilt it. So I'm trying to ignore that quilt, but it's not doing a good job. Maybe I'll get some time tomorrow to put the border on that quilt. I would like to get it from being up here. That's part of what's up here needing to be done next. So I've got a stack of stuff up here that I want moved, and I want it moved the right way, not just moved out of sight, out of mind. I want it moved being completed. I want to put it into the place where I house my quilt tops at least. Don't just put it up still needing something sewed. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I wanted to work on Wensleydale today. With or without Kevin. I wasn't sure if Kevin was going to be able to make it because, you know, he's been with his mom. So, but I just want that top done so I can move it on. All right. We got one more long row after this. This row ain't even long considering how long the other one's gonna be, but it feels long now. And I'm done pressing in here. These rows are too long. What time is it? It's 9:40. We're gonna make it. We're gonna get this inside put together. I got another seam. We're not gonna press this row. So, I don't know if I pulled that. Yeah, I did. I didn't know if I pulled a half square triangle off of there because I'm not pressing. Had to go back and look. One more half square triangle for tonight. Yay. Woohoo. One more for tonight. All right. We're not pressing. I'll just leave the number 1 on here so I'll know where the top corner is, and we're taking off all the other. I forgot to take off the, I think row number 5 had tape on it. I can't remember if I took that off or not. I don't think so. Here's number 4. And then, yep, number 5's got all kind of tape in it, so we need to pull all of that off. This is 5. So I don't forget I got tape in the middle of these blocks because I put in the middle of the string blocks, they're the same color as the block, so it blends in. So I don't want to miss pulling tape off later because I don't see it. All right, all of that's done. The next seam goes onto this, and this one, goodness gracious, it's ridiculous now. This is number 6. This piece goes up here. I want to put another pin in here so it doesn't come out 2 pins. This goes on here. It's big, y'all. Trying to get it so everything's facing the right direction. Not joking at all. Okay. I didn't get it around enough. Okay, this is number 6. This is row number 5. So let's go. This is strings, that is strings. So this goes right here. Put a pin. Sharon just arrived home. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Good night. I think I said good night to Cheryl. Anita says, that is so pretty. Girl, thank you. It's beating me up right now. It's beating me up. I may have to wait till my next retreat to finish this. Ooh-wee. Need the space. Okay. This is the last seam, plus I have a corner once this seam is added on. I couldn't put the corner piece on. My tattoos on my birthmark, that's Remo. I didn't get tattoos or birthmarks. I didn't have a birthmark, rather, not a tattoo. I don't think. I don't know if you consider just a flat mole, like a dot, just a coloration dot, a mole. I guess a birthmark, I guess it could be, but that's all I have, and it's not anywhere noticeable, so. Even, it's so tiny, it's like you won't notice. But by now, I got so many other marks, it don't matter. From all the other injuries I'm doing to myself as an older adult, you know, bumping into doors, and you didn't have any bruising. Now that my skin's changing, I get bruising from that, okay? It's weird. It's like it don't even hurt. I don't even realize I've done it, and then 2 days later, I'm in like, what is that? Got a scab or something, a scab of something healing, and I'm like, what in the world? Where you come from? Didn't even know I had an injury. Girl, you ain't waiting till next retreat laughing out loud. You don't tell me what I'm doing. If that's what it take, if I ain't got nowhere to lay all this stuff out, you had nice big floor space to lay yours out, sir. Sir. I'll try to piece what I can and use my deck. But if it's a windy day, it won't work. Seems like most times I go out on my deck, that's when the wind decides to pick up. I got this Warm and Natural box sitting on my water hose cover. I forgot all about it yesterday when I pulled it out. Saw it today, but I didn't. It was too hot. I was not going back out there. It hasn't blown anywhere, okay? It's there it's staying there. Say, girl, you're going to have to get me. I need to go out there with a box cutter and break it down from that batting. I just took it out the garage and didn't, I need to get rid of the packaging. I could go out there. Well, it's dark outside. I don't go outside anymore because the raccoon was out there one time. Now would be a good time to go do it when it's dark and no sun out there. Been so hot the last 2 days. But I'm not going out there now. It's dark. Last seam, we got 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Here we go. Well, I say last seam, that's suggestive. To last seam of, well, not really the last seam because I still got to do the corner. But this is the last long row, that's for sure. Woo-wee. Let's get this half square triangle off. Because we're not doing any more of those tonight either. We can put these up. My snips can get put up. And we run this through. Sort of, kind of, We're going to crawl this through. Because it is huge. Oh my goodness. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to eat. I have absolutely no idea. I could do a salad, but I don't know if I have meat. All I'm thinking about now is food. Earlier today, all I was thinking about was a nap. Now I'm hungry. I'll figure out something to eat, and then I will hopefully sew the last row on my quilt. Or, you know, I just might sit down and take a break. I deserve a break. I've been sewing all day. So I might just take a break. I got tomorrow to get it off. It's just one last, the final row. It's not like it's a whole lot. It'll take about no more than 40 minutes with the stitching to get it off the frame. So another less than an hour, so I could wait till tomorrow too. Because I don't want to do any more sewing today. I don't want to, like, normally when I'm long arming, I'll come in here and piece a few things. That's when I was working on some half square triangles. But I think I don't want to do any more sewing today. I've sewed enough between Wensleydale and Row Cotton Boll. I have done it all. Done enough for today. And then I got to press all of this too tomorrow. I don't have to press it tomorrow just to take a picture of it though. I ain't worried about that either. It'll get pressed before it gets put on a long arm, that's for sure. I don't even know what border fabric I'm using. I don't even have that. There's a solid border that goes on, and then there's a final piece border. I got some of my piece border started. It's not finished. And I don't even know what's going in between that. I have no idea. Absolutely none. And all of this fabric in this quilt came from Stash. I haven't bought anything yet. So I don't know if I'm going to have to go buy something. Because I'll look and see if I've got this magenta color right here in another fabric. Because I'm all out of it. It took all these half square triangles, took everything that I had. That could be the only thing I can see using as a border is that color. But I don't have any more of this fabric. I can't use navy. I got navy in here, magenta, teal. I guess I could use teal. I have to look and see what works. I have to lay it out. I did not get that far in the planning process. I just wanted to get it pieced. So I got to go back and see if I got fabric now. Oops, my design board is falling. It's okay. It caught itself. I got a small one behind my big board. Woo-wee. Yes. Ugh. Let me cut my iron on so I can press part of the seam so I can put the corner on. And then you all won't see that because I got this big lump of stuff in front. But that's what I'll be doing in a minute. 9:53. Woo-wee. Haven't read any comments. Oh my goodness. Trying to get through these, get this done on schedule. Look at me. Getting it done. Considering last week I didn't sew until we were on here for an hour. I was so sleepy last week. I got strings all over my face now. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Guess I could have sewed one more half square triangle, but I didn't. All I'm going to do is take this corner and finger press it, hit it with an iron right here on this corner, add this corner on, and we'll press all the rows. I'm going to need to get my big board out because the ironing board's not going to even be good enough for this heavy quilt. That's the other thing. When you have quilts with lots of seams, they do become heavy quilts. They are very heavy. All right. I need to press the middle on this corner triangle. And we're just going to eyeball it to the other one because I did pretty good before. And put this on the center here. Oops, I got a, oh gosh, do I have a whole row? I got a whole row of numbers. I'm not going to take that one off because then I'll miss it. I got another row I forgot to take numbers off. I'll take it off later. If I take off some of them and I look at the corner, I won't look at the middle of the quilt. So we'll leave them all until I pull them. Last seam of the night, 9:56. Yay, I did it. I'm already celebrating and not even finished yet. But that's how I roll. And then I'll read the last comments I've missed. And then we will get off of here so I can go eat. Yay. No more pressing. All right. One big piece. I'm not going to open it up again. You all have seen it. It's too big. It's heavy. And it's over there. Just away from me. Oh my goodness. I'll take a picture, as I said, and I'll put it on Facebook one day next week. I want to cut this off of there for right now. I'm going to read the last comments and then we're going to get off on time because I'm hungry. Let's see. Carissa says, I have 7 tattoos, but no one can really see them. Kim saying good night, T and friends. Good night, Kim. Patricia saying good night. Love your quilt. Thank you. Good night from Paula. Going back to sewing, so staying good night, but still listening. That's Benita. Sheila Grimes is here saying hi. Welcome, Sheila. We're almost on our way out now. Thank you so much for coming in and chatting with us, though. Carissa says, I got my project done, so yay. Feels like I've been sewing all day. Girl, I'm wore out. Wensleydale is heavy too because it's using African Ankaras, which are heavy fabric. So that quilt's heavy. This quilt's heavy because of all the seams. This shoulder hurts right here. My goodness. Sharon says, T, you have really worked hard on this quilt. It's beautiful. Thank you, Sharon. My brother says good night to everybody. Carissa says, posted what I just finished in the group. I'll probably watch it, look at it tomorrow or something because I'm done. I'm done with Teaquilts business today. Isn't that terrible? I want to eat and maybe watch somebody else working. You know what I've been watching lately, which is the craziest, dumbest thing I've ever heard of, is I've been watching people that mow lawns. And I think it has to do with me loving landscaping. And so I'm sitting back watching somebody else do a whole lot of work while I'm propped up and I'm just tired looking at them, okay? But I've been watching people mow lawns. Isn't that crazy? She's talking about her project is much smaller than mine. Thank you, Betsy. Says gorgeous quilts. C. Joy is saying good night, and Joe Cormel says looks fabulous. So thank you, everybody. I am getting off of here. It's 9:59. By the time I say, you all stay blessed, be safe, and quilt out, it'll be time for me to go. So everybody, enjoy your Sunday. I will see you back here next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for live 1-hour chat. Next Saturday, I'll be back on at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for 2-hour live sew and chat. So I will see you all then. Bye.